Hi, it's Monday, July 20th, 2020. Oh, yeah, it's Monday, July 20th, 2020, and this is the Pro and Con Show. That felt weird for a second there. It kind of startled me for some reason. Anyway, welcome to the show. Again, I'm doing these shows in the hope that over a course of time, people will view them and step by step decide that they're going to be better citizens. And so, and that's going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to take a little bit of willpower. And today's show is actually specifically talking about that particular topic. And the title of the show is called Depression. I originally was going to call this show Apathy, but then it occurred to me that it's more of a depression kind of issue. So I at the moment, in the past, I have had apathy about politics, about this whole thing of governance and stuff like that, because honestly, it was okay to do. I felt, because plus or minus, more or less, things were okay. And it didn't really matter too much to me, the things that were going on. But we've lost control. You and I, the citizens of this country, we've kind of lost control of our governance. And I think of it as, you go to a big picnic, let's say, and as parents, you want to kind of, how things go at a picnic. So the parents kind of go over to one place, and for the most part, they kind of talk amongst themselves, and they're catching up and joking about adult kinds of things, and the kids kind of go to some other place, and typically they play and talk and do whatever they do, because they're children, and so they're the kinds of activities that they enjoy, and they enjoy doing them together. So okay, that's all well and good and fine, and it's okay for the parents in that environment to kind of turn their backs on the kids for the most part, and really not pay too much attention to the kids for the most part. But then you can't totally ignore them, and every once in a while you get these signals, like suddenly they're screaming and yelling, and somebody says, Joey, just punched Billy, and then it all deteriorates. And at that point, the parents, no matter how much they don't want to, no matter how much they've been working, and how many times they've been taking care of their kids, and maybe they've got kind of worn down in it because the kids have been having trouble, or maybe during the coronavirus thing they've been home so much or whatever, but they're just like, oh well, I've got to go I've got to go work with the kids now. Okay, it's our, as parents, it's the solemn responsibility to turn your attention toward the children and resolve the issues that are going on over there. Well, as citizens, ladies and gentlemen, it is our duty to resolve the problems that we have going on in the House of Representatives, and in the Senate, and in the White House, and in state houses and senates, and in the governor's houses around the country. It's our fiducial, solemn duty to address these issues, okay? And we have significant issues going on. So there's tons of money. I talked in the last show about, 2 shows ago, about all the money that's being injected into this. And we have serious issues with, like, our healthcare system. We have the coronavirus thing, which isn't being handled very well. We have huge deficit spending, the list, and a lot of people out of work, and the list is pretty strong and pretty long and pretty daunting. And in other words, we've let the kids run rampant. We've let this get away from us. And now it's up to us to get back engaged and get the kids under control. Okay, get them, do some parenting here. And the reason why I call this show Depression is because when I talk to people, and I'm talking to a lot of people these days about, hey, there's an election coming up in 2020, and you know, how you thinking about it, and what are you pursuing, and you know, are you getting involved, and what do you think about the issues? And I hear a tremendous amount of feedback that is the feedback of people that are depressed. Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired of listening to this and that. I just want to go. I want it to go away. I want to drink. I want to do drugs. I just want to sleep. Okay? The people of this country, and perhaps the people of this world, are getting depressed, and it's because we've let it go on too long, and we need to be self-treating here. We need to say, oh, okay, I've let this go on too long. It's gotten out of control. There's a lot of things, big things that, wow, they're going to be hard to deal with. And it's really going to take a lot of effort. But together we can do this. And the effort is talking. Not yelling and screaming at each other and throwing rocks at each other, but talking. And the very simple, basic, pick a topic, and rather than even saying, here's my position, what's yours, then let's argue over it. Here's the topic. Tell me about your life and the walk in your life that leads you to wherever you are, whatever your position is on the topic. I would like to, step by step, fundamentally understand your experiences, things that you've read, things that you think you've been, learned in school, or whatever these things are. I want to know them. I want to walk, or at least try to walk side by side with you in your walk to the place where you are on this position. And I would respectfully ask, and I'm going to listen. And even if you come to a position or a viewpoint that I don't like or don't understand, at least I will understand it better. And you do the same with me. And what you're going to find is there's a tremendous amount of common ground, and you'll also find there's a tremendous amount of ignorance. And so two people might be saying, well, this is what I think, and but I don't know it. I'm ignorant. I don't know. See, this is the other part about us. If you're having this thing, or rather than scream at each other over perceived battle over what should be done, you might come to understand that both parties in that battle are ignorant and need to gather more information before they come to blows over the battle. Okay? And why should we do this? Why kind of pull ourselves up by our bootstraps? I don't know, pick a metaphor, pick a saying. Why do this? Well, because being in a depressed state is not a good state. And you can't get out of a depressed state, or it's very rare for most of us to get out of a depressed state without assistance. And a lot of that assistance is social assistance, but it's also assistance in, basically having people, therapy kinds of things, people talking to us and helping us come out of that funk, that place where we're just feeling like there's no way to move forward, no way to make a better life. And the last thing I would say is we not only owe it to ourselves and to each other, but we owe it to the generations that came before us, the generations that didn't just have to talk to resolve our issues. They had to fight on the battlefield around the world to protect these simple freedoms that it's so easy for us to forget the kinds of sacrifice that literally millions of people have made, millions of young men and women have made over the 240 or 50 year history of our country. They have made tremendous sacrifice so that you and I can be apathetic or depressed if we want to be, but we really can't, because we owe it to them that as Lincoln said, what's the famous thing from his Gettysburg Address? They gave the last full measure of devotion to these basic principles of freedom, equality, and fairness. And so, not far from where I live is one of the national cemeteries, Fort Snelling National Cemetery. And I would invite you, if you, in fact, I will say, strongly encourage you, perhaps maybe yell at you, if you're feeling like you're sapped of the strength to work with your neighbors and talk about the elections and try to resolve the issues that are going on in our community and in our country and in the world, if you're feeling sapped and depressed and weak, I tell you to go take a nice day, pick a nice day here today in Hudson, Wisconsin, over in Minneapolis, St. Paul, where this Fort Snelling Cemetery is. It's going to be a beautiful day. Go to that cemetery and walk amongst these headstones. And if you can't get tremendous understanding of the kinds of sacrifice that have been made, you will, though. I guarantee you, the vast majority of you, if you go and visit this place, these places, and walk these grounds, and look at those headstones, you will be tremendously re-energized for the fight that is our fight out of depression and our fight to work together to stand away from this warrior pose and to come together and talk about these issues and talk about the common ground and how we move forward together. For the Pro and Con Show, my name is Michael James Ott, and until the next show, bye for now.